Hi everyone, for tonight's Nightcap and review, I'm having an adult beverage, and tonight I'll be discussing Sincerely Butterfly by Alisha Williams. I did receive this as an ARC from Smuthood, and of course I'm giving my honest opinion. Here are the highlights and the content warnings. And my rating for this book is a 4.75, so what's it about? So this book is about Nola, who has been in love with Silas, Jasper, and Wesley since they were children, but as they grew up, they started to distance themselves from her as they became more involved in the brotherhood that they would eventually lead. These men are filled with darkness and depravity and think she is too sweet and innocent to handle them, but little do they know she is as dark as they are and she craves their depravity. So what better way to show them that she is the woman for them than to become a serial unaliver with a resume that would impress anyone, but especially them? And who better to make her victims than the women who would dare to touch the three men who belong to her body and soul? So she sets out to paint New Orleans red as the butterfly killer as her love note to these men so they will see her dark, obsessive devotion for them. So what are my thoughts? Again, I'm giving this a 4.75. This book was an absolute blast to read. If you love things like an MC who hurts or unalive people who look at, touch, or even talk to the people they care about, this is the book for you. If you love obsessive MCs to the point of insanity, this is 1,000% the book for you. If you love unhinged behavior that is dark and morally black, but is done in such a way that it has you cackling and laughing, then this is 1,000% the book for you. If you love side characters that make you really enjoy the story, like her dad and her best friend, and make you excited for the next one, like Callie and Garrett's story, then this is the book for you. I am so excited for their story. If you love a dark and twisted, hot, spicy book that makes you question everything about yourself, this is 100% the book for you. 1,000% the book for you. So if you couldn't tell, I absolutely had a blast reading this book because everyone, and I mean everyone, is dark, twisted, obsessive, and unhinged, but they are also the most loving and supportive people. Mentally unwell, but very supportive. We first have Nola, our female main character, who describes herself as a blonde Wednesday Addams, and I agree when it comes to her obsession with darkness and death, but I would also throw in the manic, chaotic, obsessive nature of Harley Quinn. Great combo, because who else could come up with the brilliant idea that to get these men's attention that she's been in love with since they were children, to become a serial unaliver? And I love, like I said, the supporting characters in this book, because those who found out were like, yeah, that makes complete sense, so we're going to help you because you all belong together. And I wouldn't say it's a miscommunication, but I would say it's a refusal to communicate, because even when she has an impressive resume, she doesn't confront them and just decides to keep going because eventually they're going to know it is her. And they refuse to actually sit down and get to know her as who she is now, to see of how truly dark she is. Like, I would even say she's almost darker than them in some instances. But trust me, eventually she blows up at them, and it is epic, and it is hot, and it is chaos, and I absolutely had a blast. The chemistry for these characters was off the charts, and they absolutely belong together. Now, the story and plot are pretty straightforward in what it's trying to achieve. You're mostly here for the chaotic, spicy, hot nature of these characters, but it's an absolute blast. If you'd like to give this book a try, it will be available tomorrow, July 31st. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope everyone has a good night and happy readings.